So from today onwards, we are starting with our engineering concept, that is a Docker. Okay. So the today's class, I will be focusing mostly on the introduction only, introduction to the Docker. What is the purpose of Docker? What are the concepts are included in that one? Okay. And also, we will clearly define the objectives. Okay. I would like to spend, guys, at least 4 days on this thing. 4 hours of the class are required for the Docker. Why? Because so I'm not only not only planning for the only for the machine learning, but so it will be helpful for the I mean how the backend developers are doing. Okay, how they are building the Docker. Okay, so how they are communicating with the more than one Docker. So I will be teaching everything for you. So for your benefit. Why? Because so understanding Docker and Kubernetes also is there. Kubernetes I will see. Okay, Kubernetes. So I will see, but that is not in our curriculum as of now. So Kubernetes, at least I will give the glimpse of the Kubernetes, but I will give the full-fledged knowledge on the Docker. Okay, so theory. So what are the concepts are there? Okay, implementation part. Okay, after that one we can able to solve some projects. Okay, that is something about our objective. Okay, yeah. So let us clearly define our objectives first of all. Okay. After that one, we will go for the why we need Docker. Okay, what is the purpose? Without Docker, what is our situation? What is our so project problems we are having? Okay. So we will discuss one by one. Okay. Yeah. So let me share my screen. I hope my voice is clear and you can see my screen, right? Everyone, you can see my screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Very great. So now, guys, this is our objective, guys. Okay, previously I didn't, I didn't, not to teach all these things actually to my previous students. Actually, I just focusing on the commands only. Okay, so I given the very glimpse of the our Dockers actually, but most of the time I focused on the complete our what exactly commands only. Okay, how to use, when to use, but so I will be focusing for you only. I will be focusing more on the everything what are containers, what is Docker. So why do you need a, Docker a container? We can say. So what can it do? It changes actually. Okay. How can we run the Docker container? Okay. How to create the Docker image? Okay. Networks in the Docker Compose. What is the Docker Compose? Are also one of the most important thing. So Docker concepts in depth. Okay, we will see that. So Docker concept in depth also. So Docker for Windows or Mac. Okay, guys. So I will tell you. I will come to this point again. So Docker Swarm and Docker versus Kubernetes. Okay. So guys, as of now, what I'm trying to plan is, so we will be learning these things in the completely theoretically we will learn, but so when we are seeing the demo practicals, so I would like to show the things in the Linux machine. Okay, so Linux machine is one of the great machine, guys, with respect to Docker. Okay, so I love to use a Linux machine only. Okay, so what we will do, everybody, I think everybody having the Windows machine only as of now. What I can do is, so let us try to create the one virtual machine, a Linux virtual machine into our Windows machine. Okay, so let me see the possibilities actually. So if it is, I mean, it is possible actually. Previously, I used to do same thing. So means what is the thing is, so everybody having the Windows machine actually, but we can do install the Docker like a Linux virtual machine. Okay, so virtually we can able to install the Linux and we can able to use the all these Dockers. Okay, why? Because guys, why I'm saying is I can able to use and I can able to show the things very full-fledged manner. Okay, there are no limitations in that one, but I need to see the possibilities also. So anyway, I will be discussing the practicals, all those things in tomorrow's class only. Okay, yeah. So that is the thing, guys. Okay, if possible means how to install the virtual machine in the, I mean, Linux virtual machine in the Windows means I will provide the steps to install the Linux machine in the Windows. It is very easy, like installing the application in the our Windows. It is simple like, so it's like a simple like a, so installing the a application in the our Windows machine. It is same as like a installing the virtual machine of the Linux. Okay, we will see, guys. We will see the possibilities in the. We will see. I will update in the group itself. Okay, what are the possibilities are there? Yeah. So without any delay, let us go and let's see the what are these things. Okay, what are these things actually? Okay, these are comments actually, guys. Okay, as of now, you don't require as of now in today's class. So tomorrow we will see. Okay, what exactly? So these things. So I'm having a small PDF with me. Okay, let us open this thing. So same thing. What is Docker? What is container? So in this one, uh, not much things are there. Okay, some basic things are defined in the previous class actually. For the previous students, it is designed in this way. For you actually, I'm trying to plan in this way. Okay, so for your benefit, I'm telling you. So yeah. So it may take 4 days, I think, 4 days time to complete all these things, but no problem, guys. We can able to complete, no issue. Okay. So yeah. Yeah, now what exactly we are trying to do? So what is the purpose of Docker first of all? Okay, why containers? Why Docker? Okay, why all these things? Do we require these things? Okay, so yeah, it is a very important things, guys. Okay, if you want to the previously what exactly we did. So let me ask you one confirmation. Is everything is good? Can you able to understand what I'm saying is? Are you okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fine. So ఈ రోజు నుంచి కొంచెం ఫోకస్ చేయండి బాగా. సో దీస్ ఆర్ లైక్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ కాన్సెప్ట్ లైక్ నాట్ మచ్ లైక్ స్ట్రైట్ ఫార్వర్డ్. ఓకే, of course you're having the much good resources in the internet actually, but try to understand all these things. Okay, I will be teaching this thing the industry point of view also. Okay, so yeah, so please try to focus. Okay, now let us go for the what exactly. Okay, why container first of all. So in the previous classes, guys, what exactly we are keep on building our projects like with a multiple algorithms. So we are having n number of algorithms in the regression or like we can say classification, ensemble techniques, unsupervised machine learning. All these things are there. Okay, so what after this? Okay, and also most important thing is what exactly we have made. So there is a thing we made, right? What exactly we made. So for executing the each and every project, any kind of project like any kind of algorithm, we have created the one virtual environment. Clear? Understood? I mean, what exactly have you remember that one? We created the one virtual environment where we have installed the all our packages and libraries. Okay, all those libraries and packages are required for the for running of our any kind of algorithm. For example, you can take so for installing the for running the what exactly we can take a regression algorithm. For example, a simple linear regression. What is the required things are required things, guys? There, మనం regression algorithm ni, a simple linear regression algorithm ni run చేయాలంటే what are the prerequisites? What are the installations we have to do? ఏం ఇన్స్టాల్ చేయాలండి as per your knowledge? So why? Because what is the exact we do? We do in the loading of the data set. So we might do the something like so data manipulation we may do. Okay, so and also we might create the something like high dimensional data. So and also we have to import the what exactly we need to import simple linear regression. So ఇవన్నీ రన్ చేయాలంటే మనకి ఏం ఉండాలంటే యాక్చువల్ గా what are the things we need to install?
Pandas, numbers, data
Yeah,
sets.
very good. Yeah, we require pandas for the loading of the data set. NumPy is required for the handling the high dimensional data. sklearn also very why? Because simply regression these are the algorithms are present in the web. So they're hosting in the sklearn, right? We have to install the sklearn also. Okay, so what exactly we are doing? We are creating a one virtual environment where exactly. So we are for running that particular algorithm. We are installing all those libraries. Okay, in a single space. Okay, for example, let us take this completely your window, our CPU. So this Bhubaneswar window is belong to one project. Jyotiswar window belong to one more project. Like in this window, I'm trying to install the what exactly? Required packages, libraries. Okay, for the particular my project actually. Okay, so that is the thing we are doing. So the same way, guys, in extension to that thing actually containers. Okay, so why we need to do containers means same thing actually. I hope so I mean based on this background information you can able to understand these things actually. Okay, yeah. So let us understand. Okay, let us understand what exactly we are trying to do. Yeah. For example, guys, in our industry, we're having so many developers are there. Developer A, developer B, developer C. So many developers are there. Okay, so developers may use the some people some developers use the Windows machine. Some developers use the Linux machine. Some developers may use the Mac OS. Like that different developers, they based on their convenient, they might use their so for example their machines actually. Okay, now so it is not not right now. Everybody nowadays everybody has to use the single OS, either Windows, either Linux. Okay, but but let us take this example. Okay, some different developers they using the different OS. Okay, for example, I'm having Windows OS. So what exactly I'm trying to do? I'm for developing one project. In this Windows, what exactly I'm trying to do? I'm installing the Anaconda package. So for example, I'm installing the Anaconda. I'm installing the MySQL, MongoDB. So for example, we can take some Python version for something like a TensorFlow, PyTorch. So with some specific version, I'm installing in the Windows. I'm complete. I mean, I have done that project. Okay, so I've done that project. What is that? Okay, what is the project is there. So I completed in the Windows machine, but with the help of these libraries. Okay, now I'm passing on the same project to the whom is for example developer B, who he is using the Linux machine. Now guys, so can you see now Linux machine is there. Okay, I'm passing on the same project to the this developer B who is using the Linux machine. Now this person using the Linux machine means, so for the development of this project, I used the Anaconda, MySQL, MongoDB with and also TensorFlow, PyTorch, this specific version, right? Now for the Linux machine, do you really think, guys? So for this developer B, he might use the same again same what is that Anaconda, MySQL, MongoDB, so SQL, okay, and again we can say TensorFlow, same type, same version libraries he has to use, correct? For example, if there any mismatch is there in the version issue is there, definitely there will be a problem. There is no, okay, what is the project I given to the developer B? So there is no execution for that one. There is no more execution for that one. Okay, why? Because he is working in the Linux machine. Okay, so some of the packages are available in the may not available. Some of the packages are having different. So what is that? We can say dependency issues like a version issues are there. So definitely there is high probability that when he running the same project given by me, so definitely he may get some trouble. Okay, with because of these all these dependency issues. Okay, so like this is a problem, guys. Okay, how to solve this problem now? Okay, how to solve this problem? For example, I'm passing on the same project to the, for example, Mac OS. Mac OS is having different kind of environment again. So there's a high chances of mismatching of the all these what all these libraries again. Okay, so it is high probability that we may get the issues. Okay, with the dependency issues, I'm saying that. Okay, so that is a problem. So what exactly we can do now? Okay, for example, okay, Windows ఉంటే Windows లో నేను కొన్ని ప్యాకేజ్ ఇన్స్టాల్ చేయాలి. For example, when you're passing on that to the Linux machine, again developer B who also having some other work to do in the same project. So again he also need to do the same installations like macOS ఉంటే మళ్ళీ ఇన్స్టాల్ చేయాలి. For example, developer D having the Linux machine, again having some other works on the same project, again he need to install all these things. Okay, such a hectic project, guys, hectic process. Okay, keep on installing the same thing, keep on everybody, developer A, developer B, developer C, developer D, like for example 10 developers are there means 10 developers they need to install all these libraries or packages, so 10 times. Okay, so there is if you do like this means there is no need of doing the project actually. Okay, the time will consume for the complete installation only. There is no completion of the project. Okay, so that is a problem, guys. Okay, now how to solve this problem? Okay, how to solve this problem? Okay, so that is the one scenario. So second scenario is, for example, so in the organization, guys, there are three kinds of people, three kinds of phase will be there. So three kinds of environments will be there. Okay, one is like a dev environment for the developing of the project. One is like a QA environment for the testing of the project. One is like a production environment where the when we run the after completion of the after completion of the entire project, so we will deploy the things in the production environment. That is our ultimate environment. So that will be handled by the that is so under the ownership of the where exactly we can say our client actually. Okay, I'm repeating once again that there are three types of environments will be there. One is like a dev environment. So for the development of the project, okay, developers will work on this dev environment. Okay, so developers will work on the dev environment. QA people will be. So QA means what is the development we have done. So these things to be tested, right? Test than with me. So there will be testing team will be there. That is a QA environment. Okay, QA environment will like a, so they will test the complete our application. After successful completion of the our QA environment, testing of the our application, so that will be deployed in the where production environment. Okay, that is our ultimate environment. Okay, so these three phases will be there in the for example when you are working with organizations, these kind of things should be developed actually. మీరు dev environment వర్క్ చేయాలి, QA environment build చేయాలి, also production environment build చేయాలి. So there are high chances that you have to work with three environments. Okay, so మీకు చెప్పేది అర్థమవుతుందండి క్లియర్ గా everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Can you able to
sir.
understand?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So there is a dev environment, QA environment, and production environment. So for example, yeah, dev environment and ఏంటండి actually. So for example, let us take my Epic Pen. So you have to understand these things. Basic మీకు బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్ బాగా అర్థం అవ్వాలంటే, లేకపోతే నీకు ఇమాజినేషన్ చాలా కష్టం అవుతుంది. ఓకే, సో ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ దిస్ ఇస్ లైక్ ఏ వన్ dev environment. So this is, or else let us take let us take this one. Yeah, so this is like a something like a dev environment, and again this is not something like a, so one more environment, something like a this one. Okay, so now let me zoom it. So this is like a what exactly dev. So this is QA. Okay, QA, this is like a production prod. Okay, so prod. So these are the environments we are working at. So for this one guys, what exactly, so in the dev environment లో ఏం చేస్తామండి, for example for developers will work on the dev environments. So for this thing guys, they might install the like a NumPy specific version. Okay, they may install the pandas for the specific version. For example, they are working on the one okay, computer vision project or GenAI project for example. So they are having the something OpenCV library with some environment. So TensorFlow, okay, TensorFlow is there. So like that, so they install all these things in the development like and also for the provision of what exactly. So for example, they might install the, for example, Flask framework. Okay, Flask install chesaru. Okay, so next SQL. Okay, for example, PostgreSQL. Okay, PostgreSQL. So these are the dependencies they have installed in the dev environment. So with all these versions like NumPy version, Pandas version, OpenCV, TensorFlow, Flask, and PostgreSQL, so they are successfully developed the, so in the dev environment that they successfully developed the project. Now again, okay, they developed the project. Now they will inform to the what is the testing people. Testing people will take this same application, what is the developed application. Again, they have to test this thing, right? For testing this thing means they have to run the application. For running the application means again they have to install the all these things, correct? What I'm saying is, can you understand? Malli for one install there, install there, correct? Adamotun cheppedi.
Yes, sir.
So same thing. So again, there is a NumPy version is there. For example, NumPy version, Pandas version, OpenCV version, so TensorFlow version, Flask version, so PostgreSQL. For example, so while testing means, for example, they're running up the application while testing that one, so they are not getting the output. So immediately they come to you, they will come to you again. So what are doing? It is application not working. So please check it means what exactly. So I mean, what we can exactly we replace. So within our environment, we can able to show that it is working in a environment actually. But when you see the QA environment, it is not working. Why? Because say there is some mismatch in the our version, maybe NumPy version, Pandas version, OpenCV version. So guys, so there is a very big quarrel between that developers and QA people. ఓకే, మీరు ఒకసారి మీకు మీరు ఆర్గనైజేషన్లోకి వచ్చేస్తే మీకు అర్థమవుతుంది వీళ్ళిద్దరికి ఎప్పుడు ఫైట్ అవుతూనే ఉంటుందండి. ఓకే, సమ్ టైమ్స్ వీ విల్ షౌట్ ఆన్ ద క్యూఏ పీపుల్ యాక్చువల్లీ. ఓకే, పెద్ద పెద్ద గొడవలు అవుతుంటే వీళ్ళిద్దరికి యాక్చువల్గా. ఓకే, మీరు మీమ్స్ కూడా చూసుండొచ్చేమో వీటిపైన. చూసారండి ఏమన్నా మీమ్స్ డెవలపర్స్ కు టెస్టింగ్ వాళ్ళకి?
చూసాను సార్.
చూడలేదా?
చూసాను.
ఓకే ఓకే ఫైన్, నో ఇష్యూ. దెర్ ఈస్ అ వెరీ పెద్ద గొడవ అవుతూ ఉంటుంది వాళ్ళకి, క్యూఏ పీపుల్ కు డెవలపర్స్ కి. ఎందుకంటే డెవలపర్ డెవలప్ చేస్తాడు, ఓకే, దాంట్లో బగ్స్ అన్ని రేస్ చేసేది ఎవరు? క్యూఏ వాళ్ళే. సో డెఫినెట్లీ దే విల్ బి some disputes will be there. Okay, just I'm kidding guys. Okay, anta pedda game undavandi, anta just cheptuna ante. But there will be like some arguments will be there between the developers and QA people. Okay, yeah. So let us come back. So now, why exactly, what's the problem with the QA people means? So QA people, so in our developer environment we can able to run the application, we can able to see the output, but QA people cannot able to see. Why? Because so there is some mismatch in the our their package installation. Okay, that is a problem again. So after completion of this thing, again what exactly we have to move the same installation to production environment also. Ikkada kuda install cheyalandi anni. So 1 2 3 times install cheyali. Okay, so malli mismatch vaste malla manam we have to rectify all these things. So that is exactly where we are bringing the what exactly containers. Okay, ఇప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తున్నామండి? So we are going to containerize the things. What exactly I'm trying to do? So I can able to so contain, one second, yeah, I can able to make the all this application in the container. Okay, I can able to make this keep all these applications or libraries in the a container. Okay, so ఒక కంటైనర్ పెట్టేసి ఏం చేస్తాను చూడండి ఇప్పుడు. సో ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఐ విల్ టేక్ దిస్ వన్ కంప్లీట్లీ, ఓకే, కాపీ, అండ్ ఐ విల్ టేక్ వన్ కంటైనర్. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ లెట్ us take so a simple container, this one container. So what exactly we are doing అండి, we are doing for this developer environment I'm keeping all these things in the one container. Okay, so one container పెట్టేస్తాను. So okay, after completion of my development of the application, I will give this container to the whom? My QA people also. Okay, so QA people, there is no difficulty for this thing. Why? Because directly what are the versions, what is the packages are there. So for usually for the development of my application, I'm giving that container to the whom? QA people. Simply they can able to install. That's it. They have to run this container in their local machine in the QA environment. So those will be installed. After this one, after successful completion of this thing, again we will pass on the same container to our production environment also. Okay, so that is the understanding. Ilaga manam containerize chestunam. Okay, containerizing everything and passing on to the each and every person. Okay, so that is the important guys, important thing. Okay, not only in the same environment guys. For example you are working in the Windows means, so for example these packages are you are using the Windows machine, so you can able to pass on same container to the Linux machine also or Mac OS also, no problem. Okay, so that is the importance of the containerization. Okay, so container means what? A way to package application with all necessary dependencies and configurations. Correct? So correct, right? What I'm saying is, what are the configurations, what are the dependencies we are using for the installing for the developer and dev environment. We are packaging those things completely. That is exactly so container space. So portable artifact, so easy to easily share and move this package to any environment. So same thing, right? We can able to move this package to any environment. That is the importance of the containerization. So make a development and deployment more easy and efficient. Correct, right? So it will be very easy, okay, for the development of the application, testing of the application, and the deploying of the application in the production environment. Okay, that's the importance again. So you can take so our real time example also. For example, you are living in the house A first of all. Okay, now you want to shift to the house B. Okay, so in the house A means మనకి ఏముంటాయండి, we're having a TV. So our okay, our kitchen things will be there, some utensils will be there, some okay, some different type of blankets will be there. Okay, చాలా ఉంటాయి కదండి మనకి. Okay, సామాన్ చాలా ఉంటాయి కదా. So now how can we shift okay, we need to, what exactly, when we are shifting to house B means so we have to shift all these things to the shift our house B also. Okay, మీరు ఒక్కొక్కటి మీరు పంపించారు అనుకోండి, షిఫ్ట్ చేశారు అనుకోండి. Okay, the high chances that it will take too much time, it will be very burden. Okay, so there too much transport charges will be there. Okay, and there is the high chances that there is a missing of some components, some things in the our house. Okay, so to overcome this thing, what exactly we can do? We can take one container, one big lorry, one kind of DCM. Okay, we will take one DCM kind of vehicle. So we will shift all these things to this vehicle container, and we will shift directly. We will shift everything into okay our house, and we will be deploying into our house B. We are keeping in our house B. Okay, same thing and everything is same. Okay, ఈ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మీకు అర్థమవుతుంది అనుకుంటా. ఇది అర్థమైందండి ఎగ్జాంపుల్ క్లియర్ గా?
Yes, sir.
ఇలాగే
Yes,
అర్థమవుతుందా చెప్పేది?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, sir.
That is exactly these things, guys. Okay, content means, can you see? So running the I told you, right, these things are just now discussed actually Python tools. Okay, so we are keeping in same like what exactly Python version tools. Okay, so like libraries, work in different libraries, we are keeping the container, we are giving the same container to the QA people, QA environment and production environment. So that is simply like our these things. Okay, so yeah, most importantly, guys, okay, yeah, it is very, very important. So what is a Docker image and Docker containers? Okay, so these are the very, very important concepts, guys. What is a Docker image and a container? Okay, so the Docker image and container and for example. So for application is there, right? So for example, you can take any kind of application. We're having so many dependencies will be there and the configurations will be there. Okay, we will do some configuration, some dependencies we will install. For example, MySQL, MongoDB, Anaconda, Python version. So like a TensorFlow, Python, any kind of so dependency we install in the application. So what exactly we are doing, guys? Can you see what exactly we are doing is there will be like each. There will be for example, for Python, there will be one particular Docker image will be there. Okay, for the MySQL, there will be one Docker image. Okay, so for the MySQL, there will be one Docker image. Okay, so like that, you can able to see in this container what exactly we are doing. I told you in this one. So we are containerizing we are keeping the things in the container. So we are passing on to the next QA people and production people. So what exactly happening in the container means, so there will be like one base image will be there. Okay, guys, everything will make sense. Give me some time. Manaki at the end of the course lo manaku anni ardhamavutayandi. As of now, take this example, take this terminology. So what exactly happening in the container means, guys, so in this container there will be like one base image will be there. There is like a Linux base image will be there. Upon this base image, there will be a image of the Python, our version, Anaconda image, our MySQL image, MongoDB image, and again PyTorch, TensorFlow, any kind of will. So there will be a layer by layer will be the image. What are the dependencies or requirements are there for these applications? So those libraries applications will be having in the layer by layer. Okay, the image will be there. Okay, so that is exactly happening in the container, and this complete container is called as a Docker image. This complete container is called as a Docker image. Okay, so guys, ఇంకా చాలా మంది డిస్కస్ చేయాల్సినవి మీకు చెప్పేది మీకు అర్థమవుతుందా అనుకుంటున్నాను. సో చూడండి ఇక్కడ, సో దట్ ఇస్ సంథింగ్ లైక్ గైస్. ఓకే, ఇలాగ ఉంటుందండి డాకర్ కంటైనర్. అంటే ఏంటి సార్ అంటే, కంటైనర్ మీన్స్ కంటైనర్ హ్యావింగ్ ద ఇమేజ్ ఆఫ్ ది ఈచ్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీ డిపెండెన్సీ, ఈచ్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీ ప్యాకేజ్. ఓకే, సో దట్ ఈస్ ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ లైక్ అవర్ container consist of, and completely we can able to say Docker image. Okay, so that is understanding. So Docker image means what exactly when we run the Docker image, So in the application environment, so like what exactly మనకి ఇవన్నీ ఒక్కసారి ఇప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తున్నామండి. సో when we run this docker image, so all these things will be installed in the our environment. Okay, ఒక్కసారి కంటైనర్ ఈ డాకర్ ఇమేజ్ రన్ చేసామంటే so there will be something we can do. Okay, so yeah, now we can able to see Docker image is there and container. So what is the difference between the Docker image and container? So guys, I'm giving some glimpse now, but tomorrow class I will be discussing much in-depth understanding about Docker image and container. So now, so Docker image means a package or artifact we can able to say. Docker image means what? A package or artifact. So and we can able to move or share this artifact. Okay, so what is the Docker image is there? We can able to move this thing. And the container means what actually? So Docker image, when we run this Docker image, okay, so then there is installation of all these packages. Okay, so and again it will start the application. Okay, what exactly Andy? So this container will be start the application. So this will create the container and it will be running or installing all the dependencies in our environment. Okay, that is exactly like a Docker image. Okay, so now Docker versus virtual machine also there, guys. Even Andy. So better, I'm having one more thing that's actually there. Okay, Docker versus virtual machine is there here. So yeah, let us discuss this thing also, guys. So what exactly a difference between the Docker and virtual machine? Okay, in the you have to install the for better understanding of the Docker concepts. I told you to install the what exactly Linux virtual machine in your Windows machine. Okay, so what exactly I told you to install the Linux virtual machine in your Windows machine. How it is possible, sir? Means it is possible. Okay, first of all, what is the Docker and what is the virtual machine? Okay, guys, you don't worry about this thing. నేను ప్రాక్టికల్స్ లో చూపిస్తాను క్లియర్ గా మీకు. ఓకే, డాకర్ ఇమేజ్ అంటే కంటైనర్ అంటే ప్రాక్టికల్ చూపిస్తాను ఇంకా. You don't worry about that thing. Yeah, now so yeah, what exactly we are doing here? For example, Docker versus virtual machine difference ఏంటంటే ఇక్కడ చూడండి guys, in the OS, for example, in the operating system, what exactly we are having? So we know that there is a hardware will be there. Okay, hardware will be there. So in the hardware, so there is something like upon the hardware there will be like a OS kernel will be there. This is like a communicating with the hardware actually. Okay, layer one. After that one, upon the OS kernel we are having application layer. Okay, application layer means we are having something like so what kind of operating system it is, what kind of software it's using. Okay, for example, hardware OS kernel is almost same. Based on the application layer, it will decide that it is a Windows machine. Based on the application layer, it will decide that it is a Linux machine. What exactly happening? Hardware and OS kernel are almost same for every system, but based on the application layer only, it will decide that whether it is a OS or whether it belong to Linux machine. Based on the application layer, whether it is like a Windows machine or Mac OS. Okay, even the same ఉంటాయండి. So even the same ఉంటాయి. Okay, so మీకు చెప్పే అర్థమవుతుందా అండి? చెప్పేది మీకు అర్థమవుతుందా? What exactly OS means?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, హార్డ్వేర్ ఓఎస్ కన్నా ఆల్మోస్ట్ సేమ్ ఉంటాయి, బట్ అప్లికేషన్ లేయర్ బట్టి మీకు డిసైడ్ అవుతుంది అది లైనక్స్ మిషనా లేకపోతే అది విండోస్ మిషనా లేకపోతే మీకు చూస్తే లేటెస్ట్ మ్యాక్ ఓఎస్ అని చెప్పేసి మీకు అర్థమవుతూ ఉంటుంది. ఓకే, సో దట్ ఈస్ ద సింపుల్ అండర్స్టాండింగ్ హియర్. యా, సో లెట్ us take Docker and virtual machine. Okay, what is the difference between the Docker and virtual machine, guys? Okay, మనం లాస్ట్ వచ్చేసామంటే దీంట్లో let us see these things. So now, for example, what I told you, there will be a hardware, so there will be a OS kernel, so there will be like application. Okay, in this case also hardware, OS kernel and application, these things are there. So for example, చూడండి ఇక్కడ, so for example, when we are dockerizing something, okay, what exactly we are doing when we are dockerizing something? Okay, when we are virtualizing something, so for this thing, for example, when we are virtualizing the only application part of the our OS means, so that is like a Docker, we can say. Okay, when we are virtualizing the both application part and OS kernel part, that is exactly called as a virtual machine. Okay, guys, in this context, what exactly we are doing? We are completely virtualizing something, correct? So virtualize something means, so if you can able to see with respect to Docker and with respect to virtual machine, we are doing almost same thing. Virtual machine, right? What is the virtual machine means? Virtually we are installing that for example, Linux software in our Windows machine. Actually, physically it is not there. Correct. Physically not. We are taking some space to work on that Linux machine. Okay. Same thing. Docker is also same thing. So in the process of virtualization, Docker is there. Docker means when we are dockerizing something, like when we are applying something, like when we are dockerizing. Okay. When we are virtualizing the layer 2 application part, then we can say there is a Docker. Okay. So for the virtual machine, we are virtualizing the both application part and OS kernel part. That is exactly like a virtual machine. Okay, so మనకి ఇంకా చాలా డిస్కషన్ ఉందండి. You don't worry about this thing. Okay, you don't worry about this thing. We will discussing. So that is a quite difference between the Dockers and the virtual machines. Okay, recently I'm also working with the virtual machine only, guys. So yeah, that is a difference between the Docker and virtual machine. So Docker means Docker image size is usually smaller. Okay, so Docker means Docker's image size will be usually smaller. Okay, the MBs. So virtual machine means size will be very huge, guys, in the GBs. Okay, GBs lo untundandi virtual machine size. Okay, so Docker container start and run the most faster, but virtual machine comparatively slower. Why? Because so it is completely taking the complete space. What is that? OS kernel part and application part, and after that one, what exactly? So that is the reason it is a very comparatively very slow compared with the Dockers. Okay, so compatibility. So installing the virtual machine, we can able to install the virtual machine on any OS. We can do that is so Docker image compatibility. Yeah. So for example, in any for example, you can take any OS, Dockerizing the, for example, installing the Docker images in the different what is the operating system. It is very difficult actually. Okay, there's a quite difference between the so Dockers and virtual machines. Okay, so my suggestion is, so this is enough for us. Okay, it's all under video. Okay, so my suggestion is, so install the virtual machine for, so install the Linux virtual machine from the Windows. Actually I will do same thing. Why? Because ఎందుకంటే అండి మనకి ఫ్యూచర్ లో కూడా నేను కొన్ని చూపిస్తాను లైనక్స్ మెషిన్ లో. సో మీకు కమాండ్స్ కూడా అలవాటు అవుతాయి. ఇలా చెప్పాను కదా, లైనక్స్ కమాండ్స్ కూడా మనం చూడాలి ఎట్లా. సో కాబట్టి మీరు ఏం చేస్తారంటే, టేక్ సమ్ స్పేస్. యూ కెన్ టేక్ ఎనీ యూట్యూబ్ లింక్, యూ కెన్ ఏబుల్ టేక్ చాట్‌జిపిటి హెల్ప్ ఆల్సో. మీకు ఏమైనా హెల్ప్ తీసుకోవచ్చు. మనకి గూగుల్లో రిసోర్సెస్ ఉంటాయి. సో మీరు ఏం చేస్తారంటే, ఐ విల్ ట్రై టు ఇన్స్టాల్ ద లైనక్స్ వర్చువల్ మెషిన్ మై లోకల్ సిస్టమ్. ఓకే, నా విండోస్లో చేస్తానండి. మీరు కూడా ఏం చేస్తారంటే, లైనక్స్ వర్చువల్ మెషిన్ని మీరు విండోస్లో ఇన్స్టాల్ చేయండి. ఓకే, అప్పుడు ఇంకా నేను కమాండ్స్లోను ప్రాక్టికల్స్లోను చాలా ఈజీగా నేను చూపిస్తాను. ఇంకా ఈజీ, చాలా బాగుంటుంది అప్పుడు. ఓకే, మీకు చెప్పింది అర్థమైందా అండి?
ఎస్ సార్.
యా, ఇంకా నేను చాలా డిస్కస్ చేయాలండి అబౌట్ ద కాన్సెప్ట్స్. నేను ఇంకా డిస్కస్ చేసి చెప్తాను. ఓకే, your task is to install the Linux virtual machine your local machine. ఓకే, నేను కూడా ఈరోజు ఇన్స్టాల్ చేస్తాను. రాత్రి చేశాను కానీ అది అవ్వలేదు, ఎందుకో తెలీదు. చూడాలి ఒకసారి. ఓకే, ఇస్ దట్ ఫైన్ అండి? ఎనీ డిఫికల్టీ ఆర్ డిఫికల్టీ ఫీల్ అవుతున్నారా అన్న?
ఇంకా స్టార్ట్ అవ్వలేదు సార్ అది.
ఓకే ఓకే అండి. ఇందులో మీకు థియరీ మాత్రం కష్టంగా ఉంటుందండి. థియరీ ఇవన్నీ కొంతమందికి థియరీ కూడా తెలియదు. థియరీ లేకుండా ఏం చేస్తారు? ఇవి ఉన్నాయి కదా, కమెంట్స్ ఉన్నాయి కదా, కమెంట్స్ ఇవ్వండి ఇప్పుడు చూసాం కదా. యా, యూజ్ చేసుకుంటారు. ఇట్ ఈస్ నో యూజ్ అంటే వీ కెన్ సమ్హౌ వీ కెన్ ఏబుల్ టు కంప్లీట్ ద ప్రాజెక్ట్, బట్ వీ డోంట్ నో వాట్ ఇస్ బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్. మన బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్ అర్థం కాదండి. బట్ ఐ డోంట్ వాంట్ టు మేక్ యూ బ్లైండ్ పర్సన్స్ గైస్. మిమ్మల్ని బ్లైండ్గా తీర్చాలనుకోవట్లేదు. దట్ ఇస్ ద రీజన్ ఐఎమ్ మేకింగ్ ద థింగ్స్. I'm trying to explain the things, what the back-end things are there. Okay, back-end concepts are there. I'm trying to explain to you. Okay, when explain చేస్తా ఉన్నానండి. చాలా మంది ఏం చేస్తారంటే, so they will simply run these commands. Okay, but we don't know what's happening in the background. Okay, మనకి ఏమో తెలియదు. So it is like a useless thing, I can say. Okay, so okay Andy, that is something today. I mean, I hope you got some idea on the what is Docker. Okay, what's the purpose, at least the purpose of the Docker. Okay, containers, these things. Okay, so మనకి టైం ఉందండి. ఇంకా టైంలో చాలా డిస్కస్ చేద్దాము అండ్ ప్రాక్టికల్స్ కూడా చూపిస్తాను. బట్ సో ట్రై టు ఇన్స్టాల్ ద లైనక్స్ వర్చువల్ మెషిన్ ఇన్ యువర్ వాట్ ఇస్ ద లోకల్ సిస్టమ్. ఇట్ ఈస్ వెరీ ఈజీ. ఇన్స్టాలేషన్కి కొంచెం టైం పడుతుంది అనుకుంటా, బట్ ఇన్స్టాల్ అయిపోతుంది అంతే. ఓకే, నేను రేపు చూపిస్తాను కావాలంటే.
సార్ అనకొండ ప్రాంప్ట్ లో నేను
అనుకొండ ప్రాంప్ట్ కాదు నేను చెప్పేది లైనెక్స్ వర్చువల్
ఆ,
మెషిన్.
అదే మేము ముందు వర్చువల్ మిషన్ అనకొండ ప్రాంప్ట్ లోనే కదా ట్రై చేసింది.
అది వర్చువల్ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్.
మిషన్ వేరేనా? ఓకే.
వర్చువల్ మెషిన్ అంటే మన విండోసే, కాకపోతే మనం ఇంకో సాఫ్ట్వేర్ వాడతాం.
ఎస్. ఏం లేదండి మన విండోస్ ఉంది కదా, ఇప్పుడు నాకు లైనెక్స్ తో పని ఉంది, అప్పుడు ఏం చేయాలి నేను? సో వర్చువల్గా నేను దాన్ని ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసుకుంటాను, టెంపరీగా కొంచెం దాని స్పేస్ ఒక 1 GB 2 GB స్పేస్ ఇచ్చేసి నేను యూజ్ చేసుకుంటాను దాన్ని, అంతే. అలాగే మీరు చెప్పింది వర్చువల్ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్, అది ఇది వర్చువల్ మెషిన్. కంప్లీట్ గానే మనం మెషిన్ తెచ్చుకొని మన విండోస్ లో వేసుకుంటున్నాం అన్నమాట, సింపుల్ గా. ఒక పర్పస్ ఉందండి, నేను ఎందుకు ఇన్స్టాల్ చేయమంటే చాలా పర్పస్ ఉంది దానికి, మీకు చాలా బాగా అర్థమవుతుంది, అందుకే నేను చెప్పేది. నేను కూడా ఫుల్ ఫ్లెడ్జ్డ్ గా నేను చెప్పగలను, ఎందుకంటే నాకు లైనెక్స్ లో కూడా చాలా గ్రిప్ ఉందండి దీంట్లో విండోస్ లో కంటే. ఎందుకంటే ప్రొడక్షన్ లో మనకి ఎక్కువ యూజ్ చేసేది లైనెక్స్ మిషన్స్ అండి. విండోస్ చాలా తక్కువ మంది యూజ్ చేస్తారు. ఓకే, యా, that is the thing. Okay, if you are more comfortable means you can complete partition your hard disk to the okay, having that Windows machine as well as a complete like OS machine also. అంటే మీరు మీ హార్డ్ డిస్క్ ని పార్టిషన్ చేసేసి, సో మీరు లైనెక్స్ మిషన్ ని ఒక లైనెక్స్ మిషన్ అంటే లైనెక్స్ ఓఎస్ ని యాజ్ వెల్ as విండోస్ ఓఎస్ ని కూడా మీరు యూజ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. నా ల్యాప్టాప్ కొంచెం బేర్ చేయదు, అందుకని చేయట్లేదు, లేకపోతే చేసామండి. మీకు మీ ల్యాప్టాప్స్ మంచిగా ఉంటే ఒకవేళ బెటర్ ఉంటే మీరు ఏం చేస్తారంటే పార్టిషన్ తీసుకుంటే ఒక 100 GB ఇచ్చేయండి, 100 GB లైనెక్స్ మిషన్కి ఇచ్చేయండి, సో లైనెక్స్ ఓఎస్కి ఇచ్చేయండి, రిమైనింగ్ మీరు విండోస్కి యూజ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు.